A flock of birds can glide, a flock can soar, but only a handful can pull off the aerial equivalent of parkour, drag race acceleration, and split-second acrobatics that defy everything we think we know about flight. And here's the wild part. If you watch them long enough, it becomes clear that agility isn't just about wings. It's about attitude. It's about instinct. It's about birds that fly like they've got something to prove. And they know you're watching. You won't believe what the worst mistake people make about agile birds actually is. Everyone assumes speed equals agility. But the truth, speed is only the stage. Agility is the performance. And the 10 birds in this story are the ones that turn the sky into their personal obstacle course. It starts with the hummingbird, because frankly, the hummingbird doesn't fly so much as it ignores physics entirely. This tiny creature can hover, reverse, make figure eights, and stop on a dime, all while its wings beat so fast the human eye can barely process them. Imagine having the ability to rethink direction 50 times before you blink. That's a hummingbird on a slow day. But the secret to their agility isn't just wing speed, it's intention. Hummingbirds change direction with purpose. Every move is calculated. Every hover is a setup. Every shift is a precise decision made in milliseconds. They're not just fast, they're thinkers. Then there's the barn swallow, the bird equivalent of the friend who insists they can drive smoothly but takes corners like a stunt double. Swallows are built for aggressive course correction. Their tails spread like tiny rudders, allowing them to pivot so sharply it feels impossible not to hear a drift sound effect behind them. They chase insects in midair, weaving and slicing through open fields with a kind of casual confidence that makes even seasoned pilots stare in disbelief. And swallows aren't unpredictable. They're decisive. They commit to every twist without hesitation, and that's what makes their movement mesmerizing. But if you want raw, explosive turning power, watch a peregrine falcon. It's famous for speed, sure, fastest animal on the planet and all that. But the real flex comes after it dives. When the peregrine levels out and begins adjusting its trajectory, it performs maneuvers so precise that researchers compare them to trained fighter jets. You'd think a bird flying at over 200 miles per hour would lose control, but instead, the falcon tucks, tilts, and redirects with a steadiness that feels unreal. It's the kind of aerial dominance that makes you wonder whether nature decided to put a cheat code into one species, just for fun. Now, the kestrel is different. The kestrel's miracle is its ability to hover without wind, an ability almost no other bird its size has mastered. It's not hovering like a hummingbird, it's hovering like a helicopter. It locks its gaze on prey below and adjusts constantly, micro-corrections firing like a stabilizer system. There's something eerie about watching a kestrel freeze midair, unmoving except for the faint flutter of its wings. It's the ultimate example of controlled agility, the kind that comes from stillness, not speed. Contrast that with the goshawk, which is basically a heat-seeking missile with feathers. It doesn't soar in open skies, it performs chase scenes in the woods. Branches, trunks, obstacles, none of it matters. Goshawks slip through forests like they're late for something important and absolutely refuse to be delayed. They can twist their bodies sideways in flight, fold their wings at the last millisecond, and thread themselves through gaps that don't look large enough for a house cat, much less a bird with a wingspan. They redefine the phrase, blink and you'll miss it. And then we have the Arctic tern, the long-distance champion. You wouldn't expect the most migratory bird on Earth to also be a master of agility, but that's the twist. You're completely doing your bird assumptions wrong if you think endurance kills maneuverability. The tern spends its life outrunning storms, predators, and global seasons. It reads the air with intuitive accuracy, adjusting to winds over open oceans where one wrong move equals disaster. The tern's agility is subtle. It's smooth. It's the difference between running through an obstacle course and dancing through it. On the opposite end of the drama spectrum sits the raven, not the fastest, not the tiniest, not the most aerodynamic, but ravens break the rules because they don't obey them. They perform flips, rolls, and dives for no reason other than fun. And here's the truth you won't expect. Play is one of nature's most powerful indicators of agility. Ravens practice their moves like daredevils rehearsing stunts, and over time, those skills become second nature. They know how to stall into a controlled fall. They know how to extend into a glide. They know how to improvise in midair. It's agility born from curiosity. Now meet the frigate bird, a master of aerial theft. These birds stay aloft for weeks at a time, snatching food mid-flight from other birds with instant, violent agility. Their wings are long and thin, designed for hanging in the air forever, but they can also twist into sudden, snatching turns that feel like someone cut to an action scene. They're light, they're vicious, and they never land unless absolutely necessary. It's agility fueled by hunger and perfected through practice. Of course, no list is complete without the swift. If birds had a category called extreme sports, swifts would run it. They essentially live in the air, eating, drinking, mating, even sleeping while gliding. Their agility isn't just a skill, it's their entire existence. They cut through the sky like arrows with opinions, banking and shifting with speed and precision that make them look animated. Watching them feels like watching nature experiment with what happens when you try to eliminate hesitation from movement entirely. And finally, the champion of calculated aerial choreography, the kingfisher. Sure, it dives like a bullet, but what makes it agile is the moment before the dive. That moment of suspension where it reads the water, predicts the refraction, and commits with absolute accuracy. Most predators aim for where prey is. Kingfishers aim for where prey will be. When they plunge, they barely make a ripple. When they rise, they do it with a fish that never saw them coming. This is precision. This is strategy. This is aerial agility translated into a strike. Across these 10 birds, agility isn't one thing. It's 10 different interpretations of mastery. Some twist, some pivot, some hover, some dive. But they all share one trait that makes them unforgettable. They move like the sky is theirs alone. Each one reshapes what we think is possible, proving that agility isn't defined by size or strength. It's defined by intention. And if there's one pattern hiding in all of this, it's that the most agile creatures aren't chaotic. They're purposeful, they're sharp, they're decisive. They don't second-guess the air, they partner with it. And maybe that's why watching them never gets old. They remind us that mastery doesn't always mean dominating your environment. Sometimes it means learning to dance with it.